Okay. And the second rule is that whenever a speaker is speaking on a Zoom platform, it's a request for everyone to keep their microphone mute. You can keep it unmute for applauses and questions, but generally to keep it on mute so that if there is an external disturbances, it shouldn't affect the speaker speaking. So if it would have been a physical session anyway, it would have been a closed room where the disturbances would not be there. But now we are all in our own home spaces. So you never know from where the sound starts coming and disturbing the speaker. So that is the reason that we prefer you to keep on mute. So it's not a rule, but a suggestion. If possible, do switch on your camera because it's always good to wake up on a Sunday morning and see smiling faces. So that always feels good. And for the students who are there in this room, this will not be like a class. You don't have to call anybody sir. You don't have to obey anybody. Obey the rules, definitely. But you can interact. You can go on, share your stories. So this platform is made for enhancing your communication skills, leadership skills, and networking skills, but in a semi-formal way. So rules and regulation would be there, but you don't have to strictly or afraid of it and go ahead to try. And finally, we don't judge here in Toastmasters. We evaluate each other, but we don't judge because everybody is at a different level of communication and leadership, and we support and help them to grow. And everybody has a different goal. For somebody, maybe joining to enhance their skills for their corporate life. Somebody would be joining to get an interview next year, this year. Somebody would be joining just to improve their English or other language. So many people would be there for different kind of reasons. So therefore, we support each other. And because we are a community club, so we have people from 20 years till 70 years from different domains. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have advocates, we have army people, as well as corporate and students also. So it always feels it's a platform that you can interact with everyone irrespective of which field they are from. So with this, let me first of all start. So I would just introduce the role players today, first of all. And then I would be going ahead and introducing the person who would brief us in very short what Toastmasters is about, what all benefits it gets, and how we can take it forward. So it's, of course, very helpful for all the guests who are joining us today, as well as the new members. So we have few new members who have joined our club recently. For them also, it will serve as an orientation or a demo kind of thing. So before that, let me introduce the role players. So every Toastmasters meeting has few role players. So first of all, the Toastmasters section is divided into three sections. So the first section is called as the prepared speech. For example, tomorrow, someone would be going and becoming a member. So he would be getting access to Toastmasters International website. So Toastmasters is a 90 plus years old community. So it has been formed back in the year 1924 in California, and it has slowly spread across all the countries. And now in India, we have loads of clubs and members who are part of it. So once you get access to Toastmasters International site, you would be going and choosing your own educational materials or pathways. So those pathways are based on certain skills. So those pathways will have projects. Projects mean speeches. So you would be preparing your speeches, you'll be writing it, you will be taking it to a mentor, you will be assigned a mentor, and those mentor will be guiding to give you your speech. So that speech you come back in a Toastmasters meeting and give it in a particular section. And that section is called as the prepared speech section. Okay. And the second section is an impromptu, extempore, whatever you may term. And we in tabletop, Toastmasters term it as table topics. We put the topic on the table and you have to pick up the topic immediately and speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. So that is the table topic section we follow. You don't need preparation, you just have to come across. And today, all of you who are there, irrespective whether you are a Toastmaster or not, you can definitely take part in table topics. And finally, there is the evaluation section, which we consider very important in a Toastmasters meeting, where we evaluate each other, or there is a specific set of evaluators, general evaluator, who evaluate people, give them the constructive feedback, as well as praises you if you have done something good. And if you have need to improve, they will tell you in a very subtle way so that you go on and improve. So in an evaluation section, it is taken care by a general evaluator who takes care everything right from the beginning till the end, right? So today we are having that three role players will help us. The first role player is the role player of a timer, because time is of essence. So we take care of timing of each and every speech. The second would be the role player of a grammarian. And the third would be the role player of a R counter. So why our counter is important, we will let you know. So generally we use the filler words and we are not aware of it. Only the person who is sitting in front of us, they spill that, oh, he has given so much pauses here. He is using you know. And therefore, although I loved Sachin Tendulkar, I didn't like his presentation ever because he would always come and he would say, you know, if I would know, why would I ask you? So that is the thing that would have been coming in my mind. So that is the reason we have an R counter in Toastmasters to help us. So for that, I would first of all like to invite our timer for today, Toastmaster Sumit, to please come ahead and describe his role and how he is going to help us in our communication journey. Toastmaster Sumit, over to you.
Yeah, good morning all to the Toastmaster Club, Panchkula.
Sumit, you are not audible, I think.
I'm audible now.
Yes, now you're audible. Yes.
Good morning all. I'm a timer for the today session, and as we know that we have 2 or 3 processes in our Toastmasters, like a prepared speech and evaluator and some other things. So there would be a timer. There should be a time for which 4 to 5 to 7, 5 minutes, then 6 minutes and 7 minutes for a prepared speech. I will flag green card when there is a 5 minute completed, and yellow card when 6 minute, and red card will be taken care by. Red card will be for 7 minutes, and no doubt you will get 30 minutes grace time also to wrap up all your speech. And then for evaluator, there should be a two. I think if it's 2 minutes,
2 to 3, yes, two, two
two
and
to
a half,
three,
and 3.
yeah, 2, 2.5, and 3.
Right.
And same as per table topic speakers, that would be 1 for green, 1.5 minute for yellow, and 2 minutes for red.
Okay.
So that would be the time for your all these role players.
Thank you so much, Sumit. And when you are giving your speech, either in table topic session, the impromptu section, or the prepared speech section, so if you see a card suddenly, don't be afraid, don't be scared, don't run away. So it's just to let you know that you have reached a certain time limit, so that it helps you to wrap your speech on time because we are so many people coming in and trying to speak. So we keep time slots for every speech. So that is the process why we have a timer for every session. And today Toastmaster Sumit, who is also a doctor, by the way, so would help us in keeping a time for each of our segments, each of our speeches that we are going to give. So thank you, Sumit. We'll be looking forward for your report at the end of the session. Now coming to the second role player, who is a grammarian, and just let me tell you, Toastmasters is not about improving English. It is about improving communication. But our Toastmasters, we have defined the language as English, and therefore we are keeping it as English. But there are a lot of clubs where also you can go and enhance your Hindi speaking, your Bengali speaking, your French, your Spanish, and a lot of other things. But now we are here to go ahead with English. So if it is English, so let's take care of English. So it is predefined. So if you would have defined Hindi, then it would have been Hindi. And also we had a dual club called Punjabi and Hindi club as well. In between. There Punjabi is also allowed. But for now, it's only English. And to take care of all the aspects of the English language and grammar, we have a grammarian who would take care of it. So I'd like to invite one of our experienced Toastmasters, Shantanu, who would be playing the role of a grammarian all the way from Delhi, if I'm not wrong. So he would be helping us out. So thank you so much, Shantanu, for taking up this role. So over to you to describe your role as the grammarian.
Thank you, Ipsit, and good morning to everyone. Yes, from Delhi, and I would be doing the grammarian role for today. So basically, my role would be first to introduce a word of the day, which I would share my screen and show it to you. So I would request everyone to use that word during your speeches or whenever you're speaking, let's say a table topic or anything. I would recommend you to use that word. One more rule added to that is whenever you are using the word and the whole and everyone in the meeting would raise a thumbs up to appreciate that the word has been used. So the word of the day, whenever it's used, you need to raise your thumbs up. So like, yeah, you've used it. Apart from that, my role would be to encourage all the speakers to use grammar correctly and to note down any foul grammar practices which has been used, and also to write down the good usage of the grammar being used in our meeting. I would share my screen, but I guess I do not have the access to.
Just give me a second. I'll just share. Yes, giving you the access.
Yep, I have it now. Share screen. Let me know when you could look at my screen.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so the word of the day is epiphany. Okay, the meaning is an epiphany is an experience of a sudden and a striking realization. So you suddenly realize something. So an example, I had an epiphany when I woke up today that an amazing Toastmasters meeting is in the morning, which I had completely forgotten about. So I would recommend and request everyone to actually go ahead and use this word whenever you're speaking. So all the best to everyone, and over to you, Ipsat.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Shantanu, for that word. So it's a request for everyone to try use this word whenever you are speaking on the podium. So how it helps is that we learn a new word and we also learn various kinds of usages of it. So next time you are sitting in front of your boss, in front of the interviewer, if you use this word as oh, suddenly that's a good word. So and that will not come suddenly. It has to come with practice. So we help you to practice not only today. You take it back and practice the whole week, sometimes or the other. So let your friends scold you that why are you speaking with such kind of high English language with us? But that's one way to learn and grow. So and whenever, so to encourage the speakers using the word of the day, whenever somebody speaks a sentence with that particular word, we at least clap or gives a thumbs up, or there are a lot of emote icons in Zoom. You can definitely go ahead and use them so that the speaker gets encouraged. And there is one way that I always used to do when I used to be a very new Toastmaster. When my speech was used to be bad or people didn't used to react, I knowingly used the word of the day because I knew that whenever I used the word of the day, people would clap. Not for the speech, but for the word of the day. So that's just one way to improve your language in English. Okay, so thank you so much, Shantanu. I'll be waiting for your report at the end of the meeting. Now coming to one of the most important role players of an R counter. Now, our counter, the person who would be there. So he's our member, and she is playing the role for the very first time, and she would be describing her role, that how she's going to help us in improving these filler words. So I would like to invite Toastmaster Amrit, and again Toastmaster Amrit is from Amritsar. So it's a coincidence that this is a joint meeting with Amritsar Toastmasters Club as well. So over to you, Toastmaster Amrit, for explaining your role as an accountant.
Thank you, Mr. I'm Amritpreet and I am going to perform the role of a counter. As I am going to perform the role of a counter, I will take note of the filler words and filler sounds or pauses. For example, and, so, but, or filler sounds like or and pauses also. Yes.
Thank you so much, Amrit. So the practical reason of doing is that to make ourselves aware of what exactly the filler words we're using, and for everyone,
Yes.
the filler words would be different. For me, it would have been, you know. For Shayantan, it would be, For Shivam, it may be basically. You never know for which person which filler words work. So this will help us to understand our filler words, and then we would have tips and tricks also how to remove those. Not only we'll count it, but what are the small simple tips that we keep on applying will help us in our communication, right? So thank you so much, Amrit and Shantanu, as well as Sumit, for your help. So before moving ahead, we have now a few guests and members. I would quickly like to have some introduction for each one of you, because we have a mixed bunch today. So we have Toastmaster Varinder, who is a part of Panchkula Toastmasters Club. We have Shivam from Amritsar. So Shivam, can you quickly introduce you? I know you, but I want other people also to know you. So can you please do that?
Sure. First of all, very good morning to all of you. And thanks, Abhijit, or maybe thanks Toastmasters today. My name is Shivam, as you all know, and I hail from Golden City, the Amritsar. Uh, Professionally, I teach English. I'm an IELTS trainer, and it's my first time in Toastmasters. Earlier, I joined, or I just pay a visit at some of the Toastmasters club at Delhi. So this a group I got to know from Gurnoop, And that's all about myself.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shivam. And we have a grammarian ready for future. So welcome to Toastmasters, and hope that you like the session, like get a hang of it, and then we can definitely connect post that. Now coming to Suman. So Suman, can we have a very quick round of introduction? Where are you from? What do you do? What do you study?
Yeah. So, first of all, very good morning to everyone present here. My name is Suman Sen and I am from Kolkata. So, I am currently pursuing my MBA, and before that, I have worked in IT industry for 3.5 years. So, I well, while I was doing my work, I wanted to improve my speaking skills, and I was interacting with client. I was doing quite well, but there was always a scope of improvement, and I felt I needed to do that if I wanted to take a leadership role in my career. So that's when I started to look for opportunities where I can practice public speaking, and from I am Amritsar, I got to know about Toastmasters.
Okay, that's great, Suman. And as we all know, communication is important irrespective of where you are, whether you are a student talking to clients, and it always helps to get a platform where you can practice. So you can come here, give a client pitch first or an interview pitch first, and then go there and perform it in the real field. So welcome, Suman, and I hope that you like it. If you have any queries and everything, you can just butt in and ask anytime you feel. Now we have Gagandeep Singh. So Gagandeep Singh, can you please quickly introduce? I know you personally, but can you please introduce you for all of us?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. So I belong to Amritsar and I am having around 6+ of experience in IT industry. So yeah, I have joined like Toastmasters around 1 year back. So I just take a demo class at that time, but due to IT pressure, so I was not able to attend the sessions. But now due to work from home, so I think I will get some time to do both the things, and obviously it will enhance my communication skills that will help me in growth my in the future tasks. So
Right.
thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, Gagan, and definitely it will help. And it just take 1 or 2 hours of commitment apart from your preparation time, and it definitely would going to help. All the best to you, and welcome to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
And now coming to Nidhi, can we have? Yes, we have forgot Toastmaster Jashan, and because Jashan is already our member, so hi Jashan. Although it's your first proper session, so welcome to the club. And I would take your introduction later on because now you're a part of our family. So let's have the guests introduce. So we have Nidhi. So do you have Nidhi? Just introducing yourself very quickly.
Yes, sir. I'm there. Good evening. I'm
Hi.
Nidhi Selwani, and I'm the president of a society, which is a philanthropic society, and it's a women's organization called Fulkari. And their philanthropic session is called CAN, which means Care, Aid, and Nurture. So we just want to give back to the society because now we are the women who I think are settled in their life and just want to give something to the society. That's what.
That's really great, Nidhi, and great to hear that from you. And I love the word Fulkari because we generally relate Fulkari with dresses and beauty. So that's a great.
Yes.
Yes. So
That's why.
Because
Because
yes.
so because we are the women from different angles, so that's why we named it as Fulkari, because different kind of threads they make such a beautiful pattern, and we call it Fulkari. So that's why women from different sectors, they come together to form our society. That's why we named it as
Great,
Fulkari.
great, Nidhi. Thank you so much for joining in. So hope you like the session, and we'll take your feedback after.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Now we have Akash, the roll number 1. So I'll remember him like that. So Akash, can we have a quick introduction from you?
Yes. So good morning, everyone. So I am Akash. I am from Hyderabad. So after my graduation, I have been working in my family business, but I had an interest in finance domain. So that is why I am pursuing MBA at Amritsar. So yeah, that's it.
Great, Akash, great. So hope again, welcome to Toastmasters and all the best for the session ahead. So coming to Ritu ma'am. So Ritu ma'am is already a Toastmaster, but she is joining us for the very first time. So can we please have a quick introduction for her?
Yes, have a very warm and bright morning. Am I audible? I think my
yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much. See, I'm Aritu Sharma, and I was born in Amritsar, brought up in Amritsar in semi-government school. I had an I just wanted to enhance my communication skills, and one of my friends, I had an epiphany one day when I met one of my classmates, and she had such a polished command over the language. It was so soothing to meet her, and she introduced me to Toastmasters Club, and I guess she is a sergeant at arms in Bombay Toastmasters Club. And I quickly searched in online sessions during this COVID time. I searched about Toastmasters and how to raise the toast. I was totally unaware about such a platform also exists, and it has really polished my skills. Those who belong to Punjab, they can understand. In a semi-government kind of school, there is no much importance attached to English language. Though we have bookish language, we have command over the grammar also, but the problem is with the spoken area, and even if we polish our speaking skills, we become very poor listeners. So Toastmasters is such a wonderful club, such a good format is there that we become good listeners, and we become apt speakers as well. And the most important thing is it's a very democratic, semi-formal kind of setup, which I really liked. And there was no initial hitches. I never felt hesitated to talk to such senior people. I had meetings with Gurgaon Club and everybody pan India, and everybody is so congenial, and they really give you very constructive feedback and how to improve how to chisel your every aspect, your body language, your tone, your intonation, very constructive, and the format is very good. And in a nominal price and in the nominal fee, we can really take a good advantage of these things, since we all are students. We have, a paucity of time. We have paucity of time at times, but still we need to share our skills. And during our weekends, we can really go ahead and have some constructive time spent over here. So guys, really join this club, and I'm really looking forward that such club should exist in Amritsar, because I belong to Amritsar and I have been attending. I actually attached to Ambala online group, but since the things are changing, so we really want that offline sessions should start. So I really look forward that our Amritsar Toastmaster Club should come and exist here and flourish here. Thank you so much from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it has been a great brand advocacy from your side, being a Toastmaster. So I've been interacting with you for the very first time, and it always feels good to see when members have positively impacted. I had no idea about how it impacted you, but I'm really glad that the platform has helped you. And thank you for coming ahead and sharing your story, because such stories inspire all of us who have been putting effort in reaching out Toastmasters to a lot of people. Thank you so much, ma'am, and hopeful that you like the session. And we're really looking forward for the Amritsar Toastmasters Club coming up very soon. Now we have Davneet. Now, Davneet, can we have a very quick introduction from you?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, a very good morning to everyone. My name is Davneet Kaur. I belong to Amritsar. If I talk about my educational background, I'm a BTech MTech person. And after completing my MTech, I worked as an assistant professor in Lovely Profession University. After having 2 years of experience as a teacher, there was an epiphany that I don't want to be a teacher, and I want to pursue my career in IT sector. So from past like 2 years, I've been working as a software tester in Pfizer. And if I talk about my future goals, I really want to pursue my career as a Scrum Master. And one of my friends told me that Toastmaster is a very good platform to improve my language as well as confidence. So I'm really looking forward to most sessions.
That's great, Davneet, and welcome to Toastmasters. And
Thank
we
you
hope
so much.
that you are already a good communicator, if I can say. So just to fine tune it, and the practice is a thing, and communication is always an acquired skill. So we have a movie called ABCD, Anybody Can Dance. So I generally refer it as ABCC, ABCS, anybody can speak. So that's irrespective of where you are from. We had Ritu ma'am also saying the same, that she was from a semi-government school. Doesn't matter totally from where you are. So communication is something that humans have been learning since last 1 million years. So welcome again, Davneet ma'am, to
Thank you.
and hopefully you have a good time here till the session.
Sure, definitely. Thank you.
And we have one of our member who is going to deliver a prepared speech, that is Toastmaster Andrag. So we'll introduce to him later on. And we have Toastmaster Sumit and we have Aditya. So I'm not sure which Aditya is this. So is this the area director Aditya? Is there some other Aditya? So Aditya, can you please quickly introduce yourself? Okay, till the time Aditya introduces us, let's move on to the final person who we have not interacted. That is Sahan, if I'm not wrong, because the Gmail ID is there. So excuse me if I spell it your name wrong. Is it Sahan? Is it HKO Sahan? So can we have a very quick introduction from your side?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, this is Harmanjot Kaur.
Harmanjot Kaur. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So I belong to Ludhiana, and I have approximately 10 years of experience. And currently, I'm working as an HRBP with Nestle India Limited, Moga Factory.
Okay.
And yeah, this is my third organization. And I recently came to know about this concept of Toastmasters. So I interacted with Gurnur. He shared this meeting details with me. So the purpose or the intention of my joining this workshop would be that how this could benefit my people, from the organization perspective, how this could improve as an engagement exercise for my larger population. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming here. Welcome to Toastmasters, and definitely it helps a lot of organizations because we have been also dealing with loads of organization where it has. So just naming a few like Deloitte, like Tata Steel, even TCS and Infosys across the country, as well as when you go to HUL also, we have a club in HUL, and also we are coming up with clubs in Maruti Suzuki in the Northern Territory. So corporates people help because we, as an HR, we understand that I have been an HR also in the past. So to collect people and make them trained in their own ways. So it always helps. So hopefully you like the pattern and we can definitely interact and talk and how we can take it forward in the future time. We would be talking forward for it. So welcome, ma'am, and hope you like the session and give your feedback post that.
Great, sure, thanks.
Okay, so we have all the members and guests introduced and we are ready to start the very first section, and we have a very special speaker today. So that speaker is going to let us know about what Toastmasters is in very short 5 to 7 minutes period, and also help us understand the benefits of Toastmasters if he feels the same, right? So we have distinguished Toastmaster Sayantan Das with us to take us for a ride about what Toastmasters is all about. And then we'll be moving to our very first speaker who would be delivering our icebreakers. So in Toastmasters, icebreaker is considered to be the very first speech. So it is for corporate people when you switch a job, when you go to your interviewer and sit in front of that interviewer, and the first question you face in the interview, tell me something about yourself. So that is what icebreaker is all about in a Toastmasters meeting. And in a college, when you go for an interview again in your campus placements, that's the first question you face. Tell me something about yourself. Or your faculty would make you stand in the class and say, can we know something more? So that is what in Toastmasters we have, but in a structured format. So a person goes back, writes about himself or herself in 1 page or 2 page, prepares a speech for 4 to 6 minutes, comes back and delivers the speech. And it's a first one, so it always takes courage and challenge. But once the first step is taken, other steps can be easily taken. So today, Toastmaster Dr. Anurag Shori is going to deliver his icebreaker, which would be evaluated by Dr. Girija Mishra. So we'll be coming back after this quick orientation presentation from distinguished Toastmaster Sayantan. Now, to introduce distinguished Toastmaster Sayantan has been a prolific and a very efficient and a very successful Toastmaster since last many years. He was the past AD of the Eastern India, and presently he's the Club Growth Assistant or Associate Club Growth Director of the Eastern Zone of Toastmasters International. And he has been very new to Toastmaster comparative when I think about myself, but he has risen and he has grown like anything, and you start listening to him. I also sometimes are in awe when I listen to him, the meticulous way that he presents his facts, figures, and his delivery. So let us put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sayantan as our orientation master. So if we may term it for today's meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster Sayantan, to let us know how to race towards our dreams. Okay, that's how you're do. Over to you, Sayantan.
Thank you so much, Ipshit, for that wonderful introduction. Now, we are all here for one thing. I think this is something which every one of you here will agree to. And that is with a mission to improve our communication skills, to probably become a better leader, or to find the voice that resides within us. Toastmasters is nothing but a platform. It is a road towards your dream. And today, in the next few minutes, I'll very quickly sum up how Toastmaster will actually help you outrun your non-Toastmaster self in achieving your dreams. So let's just dive into things that you probably already know, and I'll very quickly pass these things on. So we are a non-profit educational organization with a view to empower people to become effective communicators and leaders. There are more than 364,000 members across 145 countries, and this number keeps on changing. So if you check the website tomorrow, probably we'd be in 146 countries or something like that. So that's not a very stable number. But moving ahead, this was something that a survey conducted by LinkedIn Economic Graph Research stated out that Toastmaster was the third best volunteering organization in 2020. Sorry. Now, with all these things being laid out, let's dust the numbers and let's move to the practical side of it, how Toastmaster will benefit you, because certainly these numbers are not going to be of any benefit to you personally. So Toastmaster is actually trusted by more than half of the Fortune 500 companies as a learning and development program, helping their employees become better communicators and leaders. So if these companies that you see on the screen trusts Toastmasters to help them, you can, for a while, think about how you can get the benefit out of it. And bringing this to a more localized atmosphere, these are few of the companies, as Ipshit was also mentioning, who have a Toastmaster club of their own, including TCS, Tata Steel, all that, and institutions like IIM Ranchi, XLRI. And if you go to the northern part of India, there you would find several other companies as well, including PwC and the different companies that Ipshit mentioned. Now, aside from that, let's just talk a little about what skills we need in today's world. And as you can see on the screen, there are these 8 paramount skills that are needed. You would need your verbal skills to communicate with your clients better, to pitch to your clients or to anybody. You would need the written communication skills when it comes to connecting with the team members. Okay, I think there is some disturbance.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So that happens. This is an online meeting, and probably the only demerit of an online thing is we somehow get unmuted at times when we don't want to be unmuted, but that's okay. Let's move ahead. So you all know how written communication skill is essential when you're writing emails or when you are targeting anybody through advertisements, all of that. Now, it does not matter if you yourself create those advertisements or brochures or anything. What matters is the vision that you want to communicate with it. And to help you formalize this, that is where your communication skills come into the picture. You need the time management skills, because whenever you're delivering any speech or any pitch or you're leading any meeting, you would want it to be timed properly, end it on time without taking away a lot of time from people. You would need the listening skills for yourself, because obviously if you are not able to comprehend properly what the other person in front of you is saying, you won't be able to react properly. You would need presentation skills in n number of places, and I don't need to tell you where all. You obviously need the ability to conduct effective meetings, collaborate with your team members and lead them. And while you're doing that, taking the feedback from people is very important. And just think about this. This is not just from your perspective. If, as ma'am was saying, that she is the VP HR, so she has people who implement teams, who lead teams, and they would need to do all of these things towards their team members, towards their employees. And finally, take feedback from the team members and implement it to lead the team better. So all of these are things that the employers of today want. And this was a survey that was conducted by World Economic Forum, and this lists out top 10 skills that would be pertinent in 2025. Many of them are pertinent even today, but some of them are going to become more pertinent in the coming days. And I'll just give you a few seconds to glimpse through this. I won't be reading all of this because this is information that is easily available on the internet, and there's no point in me telling information you can always look up. Okay, so how does Toastmaster help you achieve all that I just talked about? Toastmasters is a place where the members come together and they have a hands-on learning. There is no teacher, there's no sir, there's no instructor. The meeting is organized by the members themselves, which is where they learn meeting organization skills. They organize it every week for 1 to 2 hours, face-to-face, virtual, anyway. And they also have access to mentors to help them. So what do they do here? They come and they deliver speeches. As Ipshit was mentioning, they practice speeches and then they come and deliver those speeches. This could be a pitch, this could be anything. This is based on Toastmasters learning curriculum, which, as Ipshit was mentioning, is a vast curriculum. And at the moment, if I tell you a lot about it, it will probably be too much to cover. So it is, in short, 11 different curriculums based on what you want. For example, you may be a budding stand-up comedian. You would want to go with engaging humor. You may be an employee who will have to lead teams going ahead. So you would want to take a curriculum based on leadership development probably. You may be an HR wanting to motivate your employees to do better while probably not increasing their salaries. You might want to go ahead with motivational strategies to motivate them. So these paths are all different and each of them embody a different thing. But when you take up a path, when you work on it, you achieve these 5 core competencies: public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. And if I'm not wrong, these 5 things are what we discussed, these 8 things. So overall, you get to cover all that would be pertinent in the coming days by the prepared speeches based on Pathways module, the Toastmasters curriculum. And when that is done, the second part is the evaluation. Now, this is actually the third part in a meeting. So evaluation is when you receive feedback from your peers and you give feedback to your peers. So this is a platform where you not just get feedback, but you also learn the art of delivering feedback without hurting or offending anybody. You won't want to fight with your team members when you are correcting them somehow. In Toastmaster, you will learn the right way to deliver feedback such that your feedback is appreciated and implemented as well. And when you do all of this properly, you achieve certificates like these. These are certifications given by Toastmaster International, signed by the international president and the CEO for level completions. As Ipshit was mentioning, each path is divided into levels. So we'll not get into all of that, but after completing a bunch of projects, you would get certificates like this. And the third thing during a Toastmaster meeting is the impromptu speaking, which again requires no explanation. You come on the podium, you're given a topic, and that prepares you for scenarios wherein you are not prepared. Probably a meeting in the morning where you have not prepared anything, you just forgot you partied last night and you're going to the office, and then all of a sudden you're asked to pitch to the client. This is what prepares you for that. But that was just a terrible humorous attempt at explaining it. It's much more than that. So that being said, we are here to race towards our dreams, and this succinct presentation must have explained you all what Toastmasters is. With that, let me hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Ipshit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shantan. And can we have a round of applause for his speech? And if you have noted, we had also timed it from 5 to 7 minutes, and we have 30 seconds of grace period, and Toastmaster Shantan ended it on 7 minutes, 31 seconds. 1 second just beyond 7 minutes, but it's okay because he was presenting. So every section that we have in Toastmasters is timed, and I think you would have a little bit more idea of what Toastmasters is all about. And therefore, we had this special orientation presentation from uh, our loved Santan Das. Right. So thank you so much, Santan. I would like you to have you here, not go away till the end of the meeting. And we have few new members also joining in. We'll be interacting to you very soon. Like Ashwini has joined after we did our interview round, and Ashwini had that nice virtual background. I love virtual backgrounds when you denote your institute or your organization. So it's of IIM Amritsar, and I have visited IIM Amritsar. It's a wonderful campus. So let's move ahead with our prepared speech section. We have, as I said, our first speaker. So Toastmaster Anurag, are you ready?
Yeah, you can't be ready.
So this is a very bad
as ready can be.
Giving speeches, because
yeah, especially for a first speech.
Yeah, it's your first speech, and I'm sure you're going to do good. And sometimes it's a very common question for everybody who's attending, because you sometimes hear good speakers like Santan and you feel, oh, all the Toastmasters are like this. Or you will hear speaker like Anurag and you would say, oh, Icebreakers are not like this. He's already a good speaker. It's not like that. Every speaker is different. Everybody has a different level. So we have people who keep on improving. It took me 4 months to give my first speech, but it has been a long journey. I think I have improved a bit. So accordingly, we grow. So with that, let me introduce to you. So Toastmaster Anurag has a lot of things to be described. So he is a doctor, he's an author, he's a poet, and again, he's a husband, a father, a friend, a philosopher, a guide, and a lot of things. But what I most like about him is the play with words. He can play with words very nicely, and he will also not know, and he would convey the thing very beautifully. And to evaluate Toastmaster Anurag, we have again another doctor, Dr. Girija. I would not describe anything more, just to keep it very fair and square. So, Dr. Girija, how you are going to evaluate Anurag? What are the parameters you are going to see, and how that would be going to help our speaker today? Can you please let us know?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Apologies for joining in a bit late. Okay, this is going to be Dr. Anurag's first speech, and as expected from Icebreaker, we would want to know a little more about him. He's to introduce himself, and it would be appreciable if he can quote something from his life or state something which is relatable to all. This is my first evaluation, so I would expect your feedback as well to improve on evaluation.
Definitely. Thank you so much, ma'am. And we all are here to help each other out. All the best to both of you, because it's your icebreaker in evaluation, it's his icebreaker in speech. So Toastmaster Andrag, do you have a speech title? Because every speech has a title. So do you have it?
Yes. Yeah, it is Wanderlust.
Wanderlust. Oh, great. So I just have started liking the speech already. So I present to you. So let us put our hands together. And if you, because it's a first speech, it would have been done in a physical meeting, you would have stood up and give a standing ovation. But now let us put our camera on and encourage the speaker who is taking the first step in Toastmasters and giving a first speech. So presenting to you, Toastmaster Anurag, which is speech title Wanderlust. So Wanderlust, Anurag Shori, Wanderlust. Over to you.
A very good morning, my fellow Toastmasters. I do hope that all of you got up from the right side of your bed so that you're kind in evaluating my speech. Although I personally do not have any idea what is the wrong side of the bed and what is the right side of the bed. But as the idiom goes, it's always better if you get up from the right side of the bed. Your mood is better, your evaluations are better, and you are not that judgmental. So the topic of my speech today, my maiden speech, is Wanderlust. Wanderlust is one such term which is in vogue nowadays, especially in context of the pandemic. Just going out to the market to buy a pack of milk or vegetables can qualify to be satisfying your wanderlust, because we have spent so much of time locked up in our respective houses. And if you go further, you go to the hills, you go to the deserts, the hashtag is always there, wanderlust. To put it in a simple language, wanderlust means a desire, an insatiable desire to satisfy the need in you to wander, to go to new places, to explore different areas, to meet new people, and effectively pile up the accounts that the memories will give you. But in my case, yes, I am a hardcore traveler thanks to my partner, and I have been to the beaches of Orissa. I have been to the mountains of Kurg, Kasauli, the deserts of Jaisalmer, and so on. But here I would like to talk about another wanderlust. Not exactly akin, but maybe a bit similar to the words of Wordsworth. I wander lonely as a cloud. So in my experience, I have been wandering, not alone sometimes, maybe surrounded by my idiosyncrasies, my whims, my fancies, my insecurities. But yes, I have wandered. In an interview not long ago, the person who was interviewing me said that your career graph or your profile, your CV is very checkered. Maybe he meant to say that I have not stuck to one particular job or an organization for long. I have been a teacher. I have been into health insurance. I have been into hospital as an anesthesiologist. And now I am into diagnostic industry, and not to forget the clinical research aspect of my profile. So why did I do it? Why did I not stick to one place? Why did I keep on wandering? Maybe it is the inherent restlessness in me. I do not know. Or maybe I cannot concentrate on one job for a particular period of time. When we were young, we always used to say that when we grew up, we would be a doctor, we would be an engineer, we would be a teacher, and so on. But at this juncture of my life and at this stage, I do not know what I still want to become. I prefer to call myself on social media as a poet by heart, an author by choice, and an anesthesiologist by default. So these are very different domains. If I call myself still a work in process, so it can be taken into consideration via two verdicts. One, I am always upgrading myself. I'm always updating myself. And second,
I think Toastmaster Anurag just dropped off because of network connection. So no problem. We'll just have him here. Small issues that come up because of internet and Zoom calls we have been facing since last 2 years. So till the time we have our speaker back, we have him back. Okay, just let's wait for 1 minute.
Dr. Girija, can you hear me?
Yes, Anurag, we can hear you. You can see, not hear you.
So what I meant to.
Anurag is not audible. You have joined through camera only.
Another bane of online meetings. So am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
So I said that when I call myself a work in progress, it can be taken in two ways. I get negative as well as positive. It can be implied that I still am unstable. I am like a rudderless boat. I do not know the direction I need to take. I'm meandering. Or it may be said that I am still updating myself.
Anurag, we lost you again. Yes, it's a great suggestion, Shivam. So Anurag, you can switch off your camera and you can just speak if that is okay with you.
Hi, Ipsit.
Okay, you are here. Please.
I have taken help of Dr. Girija's laptop.
Okay.
So I was talking about me being a work in process. So I would like to say a few words about the positive aspect. Sometimes when my partner is cooking something and I ask her, what is cooking? Literally. And she says, let's see, I'm in the process. We'll see what the final product is. So that is how I would like to define myself. And I would like also to confess that this is not a prepared speech. This is not a structured speech as it was supposed to be, because I have had some few bad experiences while giving a prepared speech. When I was in school in 8th, I was into a debate. I do think that I spoke very well, But then I just forgot a couple of lines. I thought that the buzzer had not gone off and I was blank, just staring at the audience. And I had friends calling me to get down from the stage or I would be disqualified. Another aspect of meandering was when I was taking part in a song competition. There also, I just forgot the lyrics. So that is one aspect of an unstructured speech that you tend to meander off. So structured speech versus unstructured speech, that can be a topic for some other time, maybe. So I was talking about wandering. It's not that I did not have any inspirations to catch hold of, people to follow. I did have my local guardian, a very prolific physician. And once I went to him to ask for a 500 rupees loan, and he gave me 1,000 rupees loan. And he said, you are a student. What else do you have to do apart from studying? I can afford the best laundry in town and still I do my own clothes. That did not cut any ice with me. And I came back disillusioned because I did not believe a single word he said. Such a big physician running on his own hospital, washing his own clothes. So maybe he was trying to impress me. Now, so many years down the lane, I'm not sharing any story of mine, just an anecdote, which has now come to open my eyes, just like an epiphany. I have shifted from my cushy confines of a 9-to-5 job, working from home environment, from Chandigarh to Delhi. I'm living there alone, taking care of my needs, in a challenging job, in a challenging city, in a challenging industry. And yes, I am at the moment washing my own clothes, although I can do my own laundry. But maybe the wanderlust in me is still not satisfied. I am still in the process of evolving. A few months ago, I met my friend and I told him, I was cribbing actually, that I want to be taken seriously as a writer. He just looked at me. He is an upcoming director in Bollywood. So I thought maybe if I crib in front of me, he would inspire me or give some words of advice, some gems, some gold dust. He just looked at me and said, Anurag, if you want people to take you seriously as a writer, firstly, learn to take yourself as a writer. That was all. So that is my story in a nutshell. And a poet at heart, an author by choice, and an anesthesiologist by default. And I do admit that I still am having butterflies in my stomach. I have held classes where I teach people how to speak, how to make their butterflies form in a set pattern to dance to their tunes. The problem with me is not English. I am pretty decent with spoken English, but my only challenge and the biggest challenge is to try to get hold of my nerves. As long as I am able to do that, I am a good speaker. And the moment I let them take control of me, I am a gone case, to put it in a layman's language. So that is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anurag. Can we have a round of applause for our speaker who has attempted his first speech? You can switch on your camera and be a part of it. Thank you so much, Anurag, for that speech. And definitely, most of the times it's not the language, but the nerves. And that's the very same reason that we don't come in front of people and speak. Because the first thought that comes to our mind is that what would that other person think if I do something wrong? What would that other person think if I say something that is not meant to be? But what I generally believe is, how do you know that other person, what the other person thinks if you're not coming ahead and speaking? So it may happen that the other person will be very impressed. It may happen that the other person think, oh, that person is a great idea. So you have to start sharing before judging yourself. So that's what I believe. And I'm sure that Toastmaster, and there are two Toastmasters Girijas, so I'm getting confused, but Toastmaster Anurag would be enhancing his nerves, and this speech would definitely help him to take it ahead. So we'll have the evaluation from Toastmaster Girija later on. But before that, let us quickly move on to our table topic session, which will be taken by Toastmaster Divya. So again, table topics is an impromptu extempore session. Easy topics are given. Don't worry. And I would request the people who have not taken up a role or who has not spoken in a speech or evaluation, kindly come forward. Irrespective if you're a guest, doesn't matter. This is a section for everybody. And the first step of removing communication fear is to come ahead. So be the first person to raise your hand. You can sweat across. I profusely sweat when I anytime used to come in front of people, but that have never stopped me from doing that. So yes, Aritu would be the first speaker. So I would be handing it over to Toastmaster Divya, who is our member. So Toastmaster Divya, over to you to take the session forward.
Yes, good morning, Ipshit. Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Just give me a moment. I'll be sharing my screen. Okay, so for the beginners, I'll be sharing my screen and there will be a wheel on which the table topics will be shown. So the speakers can volunteer and whoever will speak first, I'll be rotating the wheel. And when the wheel stops, there will be a topic that will be given. So you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on the same topic. Who is our first speaker? Ipshita, can you let us know?
Aritu ma'am is the first speaker. She
Okay,
has
okay.
nominated. So you can
Sure,
go
sure.
ahead. So I'll be showing the
Sure.
timing cards, green, yellow,
Okay.
and red. So you have 30 seconds.
Okay, please let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
All right, I'll be spinning the wheel for Aritu. All the best. Okay, so your table topic is which quality do we need more to make the world a better place? Which quality do we need more to make the world a better place? Over to you.
What a wonderful topic it is. We always find faults with our present world. We want this world to become a utopian world. And we can make this world really a utopian world with one quality, and that is empathy. We don't need love, we don't need tolerance, we don't need anything else, acceptance. We don't need anything until or unless we empathize with each other. What is empathy? When we start understanding each other from their viewpoints and accepting others as they are and becoming non-judgmental. The most difficult problem with humans is that we want to live in our own ghettos. We don't want to come up and voice our ideas. If we are thinking that we are the salt of this earth and we are deteriorating others, it means that your religion, your community has not taught you something valuable. That is empathy. Every single saint from east to the west world, they have shown one guidance for all, that is empathy. Understand others, understand other age groups, understand your opposite sex, understand other people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, from different religious views, and be tolerant. And tolerance, my dear friends, is not at all a weakness. It is an attribute, or you can say a virtue of a very, very great person. A strong-minded person, a strong-hearted person can tolerate others. Okay, so I believe that this is the one quality with which I can really want to change this world if I am given this, magical wand in my hand, and once in a while God asks me which quality do you want to instill in the present world, I would suggest it is going to be empathy, empathy, empathy. Thank you so much. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Aritu. That was a wonderful take on this topic, empathy and tolerance. One of the few qualities which, if people of the world imbibe, it will be a better place to live. Moving on, can we have our next table topics volunteer, please? You can raise your hand, or you can just unmute or let me know.
Yeah, I think Shivam would be the next person going ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
All right. So your topic is a perfect life is boring. A perfect life is boring. That's your table topic. Over to you.
Sure. First of all, thanks Toastmasters for giving me this opportunity, and thank you audience. Topic is perfect life is boring. Truly said, yes it is. Mm, from the time when we used to see Mr. Bean, we used to observe that this imperfect angle of his make every situation complete, or let it be any other cartoon, any other anime character, regardless of how much imperfect they were, anyhow they were uh, completing their goals on their daily task. When we come to a topic perfection, so perfection means 100%, and coming from a background of engineering, we were told ideal conditions, and in actual life they never exist. Truly, it's always learning new things, knowing what is our scope of improvisation. And I think this is, on this point we have all gathered just to improve ourselves and just to make close to perfect. Definitely we cannot be become perfect. Today I read a phrase in a newspaper that if rules and regulations are removed from an wise person's life, he'll tend to live in the same manner. So it doesn't matter the what perfect conditions we are having around us, how much conducive atmosphere we have. Definitely, at one time in the point which is known as epiphany, we'll get to know that yes, sometimes imperfection is required. It's need not to always stand idle in the eyes of other. Even sometimes we can also look forward to others who can make us improved. I suppose I have exceeded my time, so I must end a bit now, and I'll say, and I will second on this statement that boring sometimes is also uh, the circumstances, right? As we all living in isolated atmosphere where a desktop is the world, and definitely we should add spice in our life. And I must say, and every time that spice is variety is the spice of life. So how we meeting people, definitely we are getting know some other people also, and we can definitely remove boredom in our life also. And this is how I'll uh, drop the mic, and thank you.
Very well said, Shivam. That was a wonderful take on the same and well concluded. Variety is the spice of life, truly said. So next we have Jashan.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So your topic is, if you could live forever, would you want to? Why or why not? If you could live forever, would you want to? Why or why not? Over to you, Jashan.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity. The topic for today, the discussion is, if you could live forever, why or why not? I would like to say, I would not like to live forever, because the things nature is this is a rule of nature. Every being has to come and has to go at their pre-decided time. So if we try to disrupt things that are natural, we'll end up in troubles. There will be a lot of there will be dangerous consequences of it, and we might think that living forever is a boon for us, but it would be difficult for you and for your family members also. For example, because say I decide to live forever, but at a certain point of time, after a certain age, my health will definitely suffer, and due to that, I will want to die. But since I want to, my family members would be suffering because of my illnesses and because of my bad health, so they'll be suffering more because of my uh, intention to live forever, so it will not be good for them. And so yeah, I believe we should not disrupt the circle of nature, and we should value its rules the way it's made. We should follow them. Thank you.
Wonderfully said, Jashan. Thank you for that take. And yes, we should not interrupt the cycle of nature. All right. So the next speaker,
Yes, Girija ma'am.
Dr. Girija ma'am. All right, ma'am. So the topic for you is a bad workman blames his tools. A bad workman blames his tools. Over to you.
Hello, good morning again. First and foremost, I want to thank Toastmaster Divya. This is a beautiful way of conducting a table topic. It's, I mean, I have seen it for the first time and I'm really impressed, I must say. Considering we are doctors, we are not very techy. So I really love this. I must confess this. And thank you for the topic. A bad worksman. Could you
A
please
bad
repeat it?
workman blames his tools.
Right. Thank you so much. Yeah. We all keep listening to this. And in fact, I did come across this saying while I was reading a quote by someone had written somewhere. I'm not sure of the source, but it just said, there's only one reason you succeed, that you want to do it. And when you don't want to do, the reasons are many. Weather is not bad. I am not well. My ankle is broken. The pitch is not good, is what all I came across. So, as we know, if we really don't want to do something, we would find 50 reasons. You look at any example. Let me take my example for now. Today, I was supposed to be the Toastmaster of the day, and I reached late. I got mixed up with the time. I had guessed. I had 51 reasons to give why I could not attend this session within the timelines. But I should have, if I really wanted to do, I would have checked my phone. I would have seen or I looked at the watch. I would have done something to be there within the timelines. So probably there was something, if something holds you back, that means your determination is not strong enough. And when we are not determined, we can never reach the goal. So a bad worksman always blames his tool, finds 50 reasons to not do a thing. But if you really want to do, you want to get there, the reason is only one. I want to do it. Let me do it now. Now is the moment to do everything. Thank you so much.
Now is the moment. Dr. Girija, wonderful take on that. I think probably that will be the take for all of us for the day, and it should be for life as well. That if you really want to do it, there are no excuses. There's just success that we can look at. Thank you so much. Can we have the next volunteer, please? Okay, Varinder.
Okay, Divya, before you go give a topic to Varinder, I'd also request the guest also you can participate if you're not sure. So like all the people who are attending from Amritsar, like Suman, Akash, they can also, and also we have Harmanjot ma'am also, so you can also participate. So for table topics is not only for members, just reiterating the fact. Okay, you can just give it a try and go. Yes, please go ahead, Divya, with Varinder.
Okay. Okay, Varinder, your topic is, we don't meet people by accident. They are meant to cross our path for a reason. We don't meet people by accident. They are meant to cross our path for a reason. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Divya. I hope everybody can hear me well, right? There's lots of background noise here, but I think, yeah.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So throughout our lives, we have lots of stories. Whatever we are today, it is because of the people we meet, the situations we get into. And I believe everything happens for a reason. Even every other person, even the Kriana person which we meet or the Dudwala, they all have some part in our lives. And if I look back today, there are lots of people I met, most of my friends, they found me, they taught me lots of things, and because of which I am here today. For example, I am here in this meeting because of my roommates who told me that Toastmaster is somewhere where you can improve your English, your personality development, lots of things you can learn from there. They convinced me. And one of the friend is not close to me anymore because he's busy with his life. But just because I met him, he gave me a reason to join Toastmaster, and I'm very much thankful to him. So yeah, I believe it's just people don't meet us by accident. There are always some reasons because of which we meet them. Yeah, that is it from my side.
Thank you so much, Varinder. That was a wonderful take on it. So definitely we have people who cross our life, cross the path of our life and have a lifetime impact. Some of them are blessings in our life, some of them are lessons, and we should imbibe both kind of people in our lives. Okay, moving on. We have the next volunteer, Suman.
We have Suman, yes.
Okay, so your topic is, would you lift yourself or lift others? Would you lift yourself or lift others? Over to you.
So the topic given to me is, would you lift yourself or lift others? Well, the first thought that comes to my mind after hearing the topic is like how much value I can add to others. And by value addition, it can be in the form of influencing from my personality, or by helping others reach their goals, or by guiding somewhere in life, or by motivating people from depression and from hopelessness. So what I feel is, a person who is happy from inside, who has experienced life and who has experienced different emotions, have understood himself from within, only he will be able to properly guide him. So it's a saying that goes like, an empty glass will never be able to fulfill others cups or glasses. So that is a very important thing, and I have also imbibed this lesson in my life, that I try to understand things from my own perspectives and not being judgmental to a situation, um, or try to look at things from different perspectives rather than judging to a conclusion at the very instance of seeing it. Then only I can find the different nuances that are there, and then I can help others according what I feel is the best suited for them. Yeah, that's my take on it.
Thank you so much, Suman. A very evolved take on the same topic, that if you are mature and evolved yourself as a person, only then you can go on helping others. Thank you so much. Moving on, our next speaker is Davneet. All right, Davneet, so we have an abstract topic for you. I wish I were dash. So there's a blank there. You can fill it with anything, anyone. I wish I were dash. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Divya, for this wonderful topic. I wish I were. So, according to me, whatever God has created me, I'm happy with it. I'm fully satisfied with it. So, there's no topic of I wish I were. Yeah, if I wish I were, it would be like I wish I were a person which can give the happiness to others. If somebody is sad, depressed, or something like that in their life, I wish I were that person who can lift her mood, or like lift someone's like I can encourage someone. So it's like although I'm very happy with whatever I am right now, but yeah, I want to be that person who can give encouragement, happiness, fun, and who can bring a positive feeling and a positive attitude in someone else's life, so that he or she can remember me, memorize me, even if I'm there around his or her life or not. So that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you, Davneet. Accepting one own self is a wonderful way of living life happily and then giving that happiness to others. Thank you so much. Do we have any more speakers?
Utkarsh going ahead. If Utkarsh is ready.
Sure, sure. Okay.
Am I visible, Ipshit?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sure, I would like to take a topic.
Okay, Utkarsh, so here's your topic. Conflicts are necessary for healthy relationships. Conflicts are necessary for healthy relationships. Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Divya, for this topic. Conflicts are necessary for healthy relationships. Now, we all must have seen from our domestic examples. If anything that we get, if any food item we buy from outside, and if it has had a lot of sweetness in it, what happens after sometimes? It becomes just a can of worms, right? Which pretty much is in our daily one-to-one relationships. When there is a lot of sweetness, when there is always agreement, we never actually know to understand each other. Instead of sending across our viewpoints, we end up actually pleasing each other. And there is no harm in making anyone else happy, but it should not come at the cost of disagreeing with what you actually mean to say. And I feel that conflicts and little bit of disagreements are actually keeps the relationship going even more further, because you start respecting people's opinion. You also respecting the fact that we can all be together in spite of our differences, and which is why we must always respect those differences and conflicts. We all must have experienced that as team members, as team leaders in our offices, in our other organizations. We get a lot of differing opinions by our team members, right? But sometimes we realize that, oh yes, had this guy not raised this point before, it must have not crossed my mind. And I think which is why it becomes more important that we encourage people to have more conflicts. Instead of not pacify, instead of not bringing everyone on the same page, we must actually appreciate everyone for being on different page, because only then we all can come together in one synchronization and lead towards a common goal. And which is what I think. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. That was a wonderful take, a very matured one at that. That if we really want to have a healthy relationship with anyone, our friends, our teachers, our parents, anyone for that matter, conflicts are necessary. And that is the way to grow in life.
We can have our last speaker, Divya. Gagandeep had nominated, so we can have that speaker.
Sure. Okay, Gagandeep, your topic is, if you would not have been in your current career or profession, what else would you have been doing? If you would not have been in your current career or profession, what else would you have been doing? Over to you.
Thank you, Deepa. So yeah, so if I will not be working as a software developer, then surely I will be working as a businessman. Like I am very passionate about the business, and from last last 3 years I'm keenly interested in the business areas, like because my family is running a business from last 10 to 15 years. So I think business is also the best way, because in that particular thing I think I can survive more luxury life and it will give my happiness. So I think, yeah, so in like I see, I was when my father, like, he is also businessman, so I see that he's so working hard, so I want to become like him. Yeah, now I am a software developer, but in the other path I see that in the future goal or in the future way I think that I should be a businessman and can lead a luxury life. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Gagandeep. That was a wonderful take on the same. And of course, the qualities of being hardworking can be imbibed from your father. All the best. Thank you so much, everyone, for volunteering for the topics. So I tried to keep the topics very simple so that all of us feel easy to speak, and we can speak on the same topics for more than 2 minutes, for about 2 minutes at least. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ipshit.
Okay, thank you so much, Divya. Can we have a round of applause for Divya for choosing the topic, making the will, and letting us choose and encourage us to go ahead and speak? See, it's very easy, and it's a great thing that I observed that every one of you spoke for more than 1 minute, which was the minimum required time. Many of you are speaking here for the first time, and yet you have gone ahead and spoken. So that's really kudos to all of you. And I'm really looking forward for more people to come across and speak in table topics. And we'll evaluate the table topics also, not only as spoken, we'll give our feedback at the next section after we evaluate our speaker for today. Okay. So, and also we have our voting list ready. So we give awards for the best speaker, best table topic speaker every session. Because today we have a lot of guests, so I would be making a lot of certificates for the guests, because speaking for the first time before random strangers is also a win in itself. So it doesn't matter if you're in a contest, because you're coming forward, don't know people, taking a topic from a random person altogether, and still then going ahead and speaking speaks a lot about your courage and confidence and the nerves that Toastmaster Andrag was saying about. So quickly coming to our evaluation section, I would like to invite Toastmaster Girija, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Anurag today. And Toastmaster Girija, you have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate. So over to you.
Thank you so much, Ipsit. Without wasting my time, I simply jump into the evaluation. Wanderlust, topic, as Dr. Andrag just mentioned, we all relate to. The good thing about this was it was very relatable. The topic was excellent. And the way he differentiated the wanderlust, which means generally we know is going places. Instead of going places, he reflected that to his career, where he has been jumping, trying to find out what he wants, moving places, doing this, doing that, trying this out, hands at everything. So that was a very relatable and a very interesting way of putting it, as per me. And we all would agree that Dr. Andrag does have a good command over his English, and he knows what he's speaking. Another good point about his speech was he did not panic despite having technical glitches. He did go over, but yes, when it happened repeatedly, it would affect anyone. But the good part is he did not stop, he did not let go, he went on with his speech. And as he confessed that this was not a prepared speech, despite that, he went on very well. And kudos to him for understanding that it is a work in progress and there is much to be done now. The most important part, I feel, is a person should not lose hope. And here I saw that in Dr. Andrag. I hold hope very close to my heart. And when I hear someone hold on to that, saying that I'm a work in progress, it just means the person is working on it, which itself implies that there is hope and gives us all something to look forward to, which we must all do. And as they say, two sides of the coin. After coming the good part comes a little the gloom, the clouds coming over the sun. So Dr. Andrag, you need not mention that my topic for the day is, we all are aware as you had been introduced, so you need not mention that my topic for the day was anything. And secondly, probably since we are all connected virtually, I would suggest you adjust your camera in such a way that at least the upper portion of your body is visible, your movement with hands, your body is also visible. I understand this is an icebreaker, probably, and the technical glitches because of which you went, the jittery feeling that you had, your butterflies suddenly started fluttering all the more, and you got a little panicky towards the end. However, if you use your body language more and connect with the audience more, look them in the eye, would be a additional benefit to you. And I have noticed when you panic, you start speaking very fast. So just calm yourself down, go slow. And next time, if you prepare your speeches, you would know exactly where to pause and leave a proper impact on the audience, which is important for your speeches. And this is why we are here at Toastmasters. With this, I don't have, I notice you use so as a filler word quite a lot, but I and again understand that this is a first time activity for you, and the technical glitches, the virtual ground, and everything else would have contributed to it. And nonetheless, very well done. Kudos to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girija. Can we have a round of applause for that evaluation? And you finished on 3 minutes, 30 seconds again. So within the time limit, but just at the last second of your time limit, kudos to you for doing that. I remember you did that in your speech also, just finished on time. And now also you just finished within your time limit. And I am sure that Dr. Andrag will take the feedback and as well as the commendation part and would try to come up even with a marvelous speech. I know how good speaker Dr. Andrag is, and leaving aside the technical glitches and the icebreaker nerves. So thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Girija, for a candid evaluation.
And let's moving forward, let me quickly evaluate all the table topic speaker. So first of all, we had, I'm not doing it on sequence. So whoever has spoken, I will evaluate them, one commendation and one recommendation. So there are two very important terms in Toastmasters. We say it's a CRC concept, commendation, recommendation, commendation. It's a sandwich method. So we commend the person, but with few recommendations in between so that we improve. Now coming to our first speaker, Eritu ma'am, the topic was wonderful, wonderfully handled. You were on the topic. You are motivational, inspirational, and the flow was good. You spoke for most of the time, around 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and the flow was good and you could cover many points and examples. Just a couple of suggestions. One is that you spoke, the speed of the speech was a little bit higher. So you could give pauses, because when you are saying heavy statements or when you are saying something for the audience to listen and follow, you need pauses to make that statement impactful. So if you have seen stand-up comedian also, if they don't give pauses, that punchline doesn't work. So similar with inspirational TEDx speakers also. So if they don't pause in between their speech, the sentence that they say gets lost because of the overlapping statements. That's the only thing that I have for you. Otherwise, you are a good speaker. Keep on speaking, and we really look forward to hear you more. Now coming to Suman. Suman, first of all, kudos for speaking up for the first time. It's coming to session like this, not aware what is going to happen. Until then, you have been participative also throughout, responding to people, clapping for them, and finally speaking. And you took the topic heads on, and that was great. Just a couple of suggestions. Your language is also good. You are a confident speaker, and you have been speaking in public, maybe in the past during a presentation. So that thing is very obvious. So kudos to you. Just one or two things. One is that, so you always try to incorporate a personal story. It's not for you, it's for everyone. So because sometimes you lose because you had 1 minute more. You finished at 1 minute 25 seconds. You had 1 minute more. So there are a lot of personal stories that goes on in your college, in your homes, when you see a TV, when you see a Netflix show, when you read a book. So keep on noting down small things or keeping in your head. So whatever topic you get, you can relate that topic to a personal story or an anecdote you can say. So you will never be lost about what to say next, because it's a very common problem among all of us. Got the topic, we go, ideas got over, what to do next. So that's when the storytelling things comes in. You can make characters, you can make two people talk with each other so that the voice modulation part comes in. But anyway, first attempt, great work done. Keep on coming, keep on speaking. All the best, man, for your future. Then. Now coming to Davneet.
Thank you so
Davneet
much.
ma'am. That was a wonderful table topic. I find you as a very good speaker and communicator already. So the suggestions that I gave to someone is same for you. You had time, so and you were already loving you listening. So you could have gone on, added stories, added anecdotes, added question. Sometimes question also works. For example, honesty is the best policy is a topic, generic topic, and you don't know what to speak about it. So you can just start with, is really honesty that's the best policy, and leave the audience to think. So that will give you 10-20 seconds to think. And also one more suggestion for everyone, you can take 10 seconds at the start to think and structure your speech before going ahead. Because sometimes what happens, we start immediately and after 1 minute we are out of our ideas. So better to think 10 seconds, structure it, what to say, and then go ahead. And Davneet ma'am, one more good thing is that you could switch on your camera next time. It's always good to have that impact when we see people. Whenever you speak, other times you can keep it off. And Varinder is trying all kinds of different virtual backgrounds. So great. Okay. Now coming to Gagandeep. Gagandeep, again, you had your camera on. You spoke on a very relevant topic. You had that personal story also because you said why you want to do business if you not have been a software engineer. You said something about your family, right? So all these things were really well done. Just one thing you could have added is that you could have given a takeaway message, because whenever an audience is listening to you, they want some message to carry forward. You could have said that it doesn't matter what you do in your life. If you do it well, you would be successful. So that could have been a takeaway message from your story, what you said. That because you are a software engineer, you're successful, you could have done a business, your family business would have been successful. The passion is important, or a message could have been carrying forward the family legacy. So that could also have been a message. The message always helps so that we remember what Gagan said even after 1 or 2 weeks, right? So that's very important. Or else kudos to you, first time attempt. I'm just completely mesmerized, and Utkarsh will agree with me. First time we could not also have spoken like this coming up. So kudos to you, Gagan and Davneet and Suman for the first time speaking. Then coming to Shivam, Shivam, again, kudos to you for being one of the first volunteer. It takes courage to be one of the first volunteer, and you ping me that I want to talk. And you spoke for 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So that's huge amount of content that you had. And already you are a trainer that helps you in bringing in content. So there were again the same problem or say or improvement points is the same with I said Ritu ma'am also. You should have pauses, and that would help when you think early, and you segment it into 3 parts. So every table topics is also a prepared speech. It has an opening, it has a body, it has a conclusion. So if you consider about opening by humor, anecdote, question, body, you expand your ideas or thoughts, and in conclusion, you give a message. So that will help you structureize, because I found your content very, very good. It was amazing content. So if it will be structured nicely, the audience will definitely gonna love it. So kudos to you, Sivam, also for the first time coming up and speaking in table talks. Now coming to Varinder. Varinder has been a regular member right now and speaking. And one great thing about Varinder I always love is the use of personal anecdotes. You immediately relate whatever topic you are given. I saw it in the last few sessions also. You immediately relate to your friends, to your family, and you give two sides of the story. That the friends who are in contact to you, who helped you, and who have been helping you, and some friends who are not in contact but they are friends. So this is a great work done by you. Just one thing I would like you to challenge next time, whenever you get a topic, speak against topic. Just take it as a challenge that helps you. For example, when you get a topic again, honesty is the best policy. Just go ahead and say, no, I don't think honesty is the best policy. If there is a thief coming to our house and knocking for money, I cannot be honest at that time and give him all my money. So that has to be dishonest. So just go ahead and try against it. We tend to speak the first thing that comes to our mind. Try to speak the second thing that comes to your mind. So that will help, because you're already a good speaker. Therefore, I'm telling you to go ahead and challenge yourself, or else you have been a wonderful, wonderful speaker. Now coming to our next speaker, Utkarsh. So Utkarsh, you have been a great speaker always. You have been a contest winner. Your fluency, your language is always good. So all those things I keep on praising you always. But today I would like to say one thing. You seemed a little shifty. So I don't know for what reason. So the shiftness is there, that movement, that what we say, the oscillations were there in your body gestures and delivery. So maybe you were doing some other task. Suddenly I called you upon. Maybe that was also one of the reason. But definitely once you start doing, you can settle down. So one thing that we can learn from Girija ma'am and Andrag sir, because they had some issues with shifting, because when they were saying delivering the prepared speech, but then you can come down and settle and then can go back. Otherwise, on speaking and content, I don't think there is much to say. You are as amazing as usual. So kudos to you, Utkarsh. Now, finally coming to our evaluator. So because she was the evaluator, had kept her last. So ma'am, again, doing so multiple tasks along with your house chores, coming and giving a table topics is indeed well done. And the topic, the theme was handled by you very well. Just a couple of suggestions. Again, the camera position, because you changed your system, I understand. So that is the reason the camera position was a bit below. And again, you are also a bit shifty because of the lot of things happening together, right? And but one suggestion is that you don't have to be guilty about coming late and apologizing, because you never apologize to audience unless the audience get affected. If the meeting would have started late, if the meeting could have stopped because of you, you could have apologized, or else it's to start with, you shouldn't have apologized, for as per my opinion. But again, the great work done in the evaluation part also. It's a first time evaluation, so kudos to you. And table topics as usual, great. I'm really looking forward for your further speeches and your quotes and your energy to come back in the next session. Really, I'm a fan of that. So kudos to all the table topic speaker and those who haven't. I would really love to listen to you in future sessions. May it be Akash. I think Akash has left and few other people have left. So you can go ahead and speak. Even we have Rahil and Akshay, the two people would be joining us in Amritsar circle, and also Harmanjot ma'am. Also would love to hear you for the next time. But thanks and kudos to everybody who has come up here. And coming to the timers part, so everybody were within their time limit. So the speaker was within the time limit of 4 to 6 minutes. All the table topic speakers were less than 2 minutes 30 seconds, which was well done, and more than 1 minute also. That was minimum criteria. And the evaluation part, we will now listen. Evaluation part was made by Dr. Kirija, was also a dot, as I said, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So that was also within the time limit. Now coming to the other part of the report, I would like to request our R counter, who has been listening very intently, because listening is one of the most important communication skill. We generally say that speaking, reading, and all those things are communication skills, but listening is very important, because once you listen, you improve, and also you start speaking. So this has been done by Toastmaster Amrit, who's been listening intently to each and every one of you. Where did you go wrong? Okay, so over to you, Toastmaster Amrit, to let us know how much filler words we have used.
Actually, speeches were wonderful, and many times I forgot that I have to perform the role of a counter. So I tried my level best that I am able to perform the role. So Shivam has used a and 2 times. He has used many times. Jashan has used many times, and Varinder has used and, so, yeah. And Suman has used and Davneet has used yeah, like, or, and Utkarsh has used and right, and Gagandeep has used yeah, and like, because, I think. These were. Thank you.
Noting down. Thank you so much, Amrit, for noting down. Can we have a round of applause? It's very difficult to keep on listening the content, the message, the delivery, and find out where the R was used. It's very, very difficult, but kudos to you for doing that. And one tip, very quick tip, how to remove it. When you say, no, don't use filler words, then the question comes, and what to do if the filler words are coming out? It's by default, voluntary, right? So the tip is that whenever you feel like some crumbles, some filler words, some some coming out, just give it a pause. Don't bring out that voice from inside you. So the pauses are any day more effective than those filler words. So rather than saying 7 times in a statement, if you have 7 pauses, okay, that may also be distractive, but it's less. And that will also help with the speed or the speech of your speech. Because when the thought processes are downloaded from your head to our mouth, that filler time is filled with something, because we feel that if we don't speak something, maybe the audience will lose us. So, but that is not the case. Give it a pause and listen. So we record every speech, every session, and I keep on sharing. The best way is to, whenever you practice, listen to your own speech, listen to your own table topics. So once you start listening, we are our own greatest critic. So we said, oh, if you are able to listen yourself and score yourself 10 out of 10, the audience will do the same also. But generally, we won't score 10 out of 10 if we're not good ourselves. So listen to yourself, self-evaluate. You don't have to depend on other people, and definitely you're going to improve in this accountability report. Thank you so much, Amrit. Now we'll quickly come to Shantanu, who has been there with us since last 2 hours, noting down everything behind the screen. And Shantanu, over to you finally to read out your report and let us all know how did you perform in the language of English. Over to you.
Thank you, Ipsit. First of all, I'll start with the word of the day usage. It was done by three people, Aritu, Dr. Andrag, and Shivam. So they used the word epiphany while they were speaking. A few bad usages which I encountered during the whole meeting. Someone said, I am. So again, the what Ipsit was just mentioning, do not repeat, give a pause, think, and then say it. So it'll actually reduce the multiple usage of one word or a letter. Okay. Someone said, I never felt hesitated. So you could just remove the word felt and say, I never hesitated to do something. That was the sentence. Someone said, introduce to him. So we should remove the to and like introduce him for this work or for doing something. Then we came in, someone said me telling information. So it would be, I would be sharing information with someone. So that's correct usage. And then someone said, I have not stuck to a particular job. It should be, I have not stick to a particular job. Someone said, today I read a news from the newspaper. Today I read a news from the newspaper. So it's the tense basically. Someone said, they phoned me. It should be, they called me. Those are the incorrect usages which were there. Few good usages, few good words which we used: congenial, juncture, prolific, and utopian. Those are the good words which were used. And yep, that's my report. Thank you.
So much, Shantanu. Can we have a round of applause for Amrit and Shantanu for helping us out in two very essential parts of communication? And if one thing I love about the grammarian's report always is that when you need to improve, we are not named. So we don't know who have done the mistakes because it's always feel bad, right? Sometimes it's human nature when we are chided in the public. But when we use something good, we are named and said this person has used the word of the day. So this is how we believe in the principles of Toastmasters also, that to improve you, we take it private, and to applaud you, we take it public. So thank you so much, Shantanu. Thank you so much, Amrit, for helping us out. And we are almost done with our session. So we started with 7 people, we went on till 21, and now we are 14. So it's a floating members joining in, going away. But we're really glad for every one of you who are stuck with us. So we'll be preparing the certificates, and we'll also, the people who are not members will connect to you, because we are planning to have Amritsar Toastmasters coming up very soon. It has been a dream of all of us to have an Amritsar Toastmaster since last 3-4 years, but it was never built for some reason or the other. And then all the members from Amritsar keep on joining Panchkula, Ludhiana, Ambala, and other such clubs. So why not have a club of your own golden city? And I keep visiting Amritsar. I have a close connection with Amritsar because I have one of my offices in Amritsar as well. So therefore, I really want this club to come up. And it will, as I said, will be an online as well as offline. We'll start with online, and then depending on members' convenience and location, we'll start offline also, and so that all people can walk in. But there are few people from Amritsar who are not in Amritsar. For them, the online thing will continue. And thank you so much, everybody from Panchkula Toastmasters Club, Andrag, Kirisha, Varinder, and Shantanu, who has joined us from a different club in Delhi, and that's IHS Market Toastmasters Club. So he was here because he heard that new members and guests are coming up, and he said, oh, I'm ready to help. So that's how it is. We keep on helping clubs from Kerala, from Cochin, from Chennai. So we don't see, and even outside India nowadays, because it's online. So that's how the community grows, and we come to interact with a lot of people. So just before going and wrapping the session off, I would have a very quick feedback from the people who have joined us for the first time. So I'd like to ask Suman first, and then Gagandeep, and then we'll go to other people. That how did you like the session? If any feedback from your side, were you okay? Did you get a hang of it?
The session was nice. There were structures to the entire 2-hour session in forms of, first there would be a prepared speech, and then I would say that the improvising could have made it more effective. Like in some sense, improvising on keeping something which is not in already thought of, and then just.
I understand completely. Although the 3 sections is a standardized format across the world, every Toastmasters club follows that. But we keep improvising. We have sometimes back we had a quiz show. Sometime back we had a storytelling session. So we keep on adding these things. So that comes in the sessions format, because these three things are defined because this was found out to be the most working principle or working way which helps people grow. But that will never stop anybody, because we also had planned to start a book body concept where we discuss about a book and how it helps. So the new things and new concepts keeps on coming. It completely on the members. So whoever wants to have anything creative, that will. But very well noted, Suman. Thank you so much. To keep on innovating our sessions and take it forward. Okay, coming to Gagandeep. Yes, Akash. Akash, please.
So yeah, as like we have been given the opportunity to go to college to join this Toastmaster. So if we
Right.
have any queries regarding this, so whom do we contact?
Okay, so can
for
I
the
was just about to tell you that Suman and Gagandeep and Suman, Akash, can you share with me your number directly in the chat so that I will add you to our group? So you can reach out to me anytime during any queries. So Akshay is already added. I am in touch with Gagandeep and Davneet. Harmanjot ma'am also can drop in the number so that I can add you to the group. So you can reach out to me for all the queries. I will also send you all the documents and the processes and everything, how to take it forward. So it becomes easier. Okay. Okay, Akash went away. Suman, can you please inform him?
Okay, sir. Yeah. No, sir.
Akash is here.
Sorry.
Okay. Don't call me sir. It's Ipshit. Okay. And nobody is
Okay.
sir, nobody is ma'am. You can take the name and just go ahead with it. Okay. Okay. Coming to Gagandeep. Gagan, how did you like it? It's the first session. We have been in touch since last 1 week.
Yeah, so the session was overall good. I think I will learn more of the things in the future. And there are a lot of things to learn, like listening, reading, and then all the things. And I think you guys are doing a great job. And you already mentioned that it takes time to learn the new things. Like you have given 4 months for the session. So I think, yeah, with the mentors like you and the Toastmaster itself is like a thing that is organization working from last since 1924. I think I will overcome these things that are weak in myself. Yeah, so it's a great opportunity to be part of that organization.
Thank you so much, Gagan, for that feedback. And definitely we keep helping each other. And I also have my mentors. I also mentor somebody. So it's always a mutual process that keeps on going. So thank you so much. Looking forward for you to join us and continue your journey. Now coming to Harmanjot ma'am, who has been there with us since the start of the meeting. Ma'am, how did you like it? The format, the hang of it?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity for participating for having me on board on this Toastmasters Club. So I very much like the concept. Each and every segment of it was like the structure, the impromptu evaluation part, and of course starting the prepared speech. So and each and every time you were mentioning about the how this would go about. I was trying to relate how this could have an impact in my organization, in my people.
Definitely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the feedback. And if you need to
So
reach
I
out,
would definitely
ma'am, I'm
connect
losing
with
your
you
voice.
separately.
Sure, ma'am.
And of course, I'm not sure if we can have certain. Sorry,
Okay. No,
am
ma'am.
I audible?
Yes, you're audible. I lost you for some time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the last thing I mentioned is I hope certain customizations can be made for that it makes more sense to my audience. Yeah.
Right. Definitely, ma'am. We can discuss about it, how it can be customized, how it can be utilized.
So I will connect with.
Yeah, ma'am. You can connect with me. You can drop me a message in the
Yeah, I'll separately connect with you for have.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely.
Sure. I'll do that.
You
Thank
can
you.
drop me the number in the chat directly to me. I will connect with you. I will just WhatsApp you and mail. Okay. Now coming to Davneet as the final. Okay, we have Shivam also. Shivam, how did you like the session? How uh, got a hang of it?
Surely it was fantastic, I must say, and how we all are connected from different parts of world, and that's what I mentioned earlier. The variety is the spice of life.
Right.
And I have been searching any organization who particularly works on personality development. When it comes to personality development, definitely there is business, anyhow comes into picture. But here there is no business as such. Definitely, it's all improvisation of oneself. And 2 years of lockdown or 2 years of endemic, now we can definitely look forward to an offline sessions, but definitely initiating with offline and hybrid of offline online. And again, it was uh, really thankful to this meet.
Thank you so much, Shivam, for those words. And sometimes when we keep on advocating about Toastmasters, people ask, so do you get paid from Toastmasters to go that extra effort and make a club? So I said, no, I don't get paid. I pay myself to make that extra effort because I am also a member. I also pay to Toastmasters International. So thanks for understanding that actually, because it takes some time for me because the way I promote, I work in Maruti Suzuki as my professional life. My boss also says me, utna effort मार दे car sell करने के लिए get an extra car sold. But again, thanks for because it's a passion. So to help people to go out and we get people from similar domain and similar kind of field of communication, and it gives us that kick, what we say, to get up on a Sunday morning and interact with everyone.
Yeah, maybe you get paid in sense of emotions.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? So in a lot of sense, if nothing else, I get a lot of friends. So and those friends stick with us for years. Like Varinder said, so his roommate is one of my friend also, and I didn't knew Varinder at all. So he said, no, Varinder is going to join. So that's a connection. So when I went to one of my organization, when I joined Maruti as well, one of the HR was a Toastmaster. He was one of the audience in one of the contests that went ahead and won in the national level. So believe me, he didn't ask me any questions. He said, I know how you speak. So never know where the network comes in. And one of the reasons that I joined Maruti was because of that HR, and he's still in connect. He left the organization, but he made sure that I am there in the organization. So you never know the networks.
Passing on the bait now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And finally, we'll come to Davneet for her feedback, and then we can. We're just 12:30. So generally, it goes on for 1.5 hours. Sometimes we have speeches, new members, interactions, table topics. Maximum is 12:30. Yes, Davneet, how did you like the session?
Yeah, thanks, Ipshit. So first of all, I would like to mention that I'm not able to start my video camera since I'm joining via mobile phone and there's some network glitch here. And secondly, coming to the session, Toastmaster session, I felt it's a very useful session, and I'm already feeling very confident since it's my first ever table topic session. I haven't give any prepared speeches. Like I haven't given any unprepared speeches. Although I have given speeches like prepared ones during my working career as a teacher, but this was my first speech. So yeah, it's good. I'm already feeling very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it always feels good. I know whenever we go and speak and see people smiling, acknowledging our words, it always that validation helps us in growing in our life. So
definitely.
Thank you so much for coming up, and we're looking forward to joining and form our own Amritsar Toastmasters Club, and then keep on conducting meetings along with Chandigarh, Panchkula, because we look after clubs across North India, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Chandigarh, Punjab, and Haryana. So really looking forward to a lot of joint meets so that we get to meet a lot of people from different domains. Okay, and so last, Aritu ma'am, although she is a member, so I would love, she is attending us for the first time. So I'd like to hear from her that how did she like it and how we can make it better. So that definitely also she can say that she has been a Toastmaster.
Yes, what a wonderful meeting and what a fruitful time that I have spent today, and connecting with my own hometown Toastmaster is going to be a blessing for me. And I have been attending so many meetings all around. I met with Spanish people, German people, and it was possible just because of Toastmasters. And yes, this is also very structured, but we can improvise it further. And more members are there. We will have our own structure and we will be going ahead with that and chiseling our skills. Best of luck to you. Best of luck, everybody.
So much. And finally, because we had a book body concept requested by Varinder that we should do it. So I finally thought, no, we should start before wrapping it up. So today, just for a quick suggestion, because I've been reading. So this is a book called Stories at Work. So this is something because we deal with storytelling a lot, but we consider stories as something not a part of our life, means not a part of our professional life. We tell stories, but if we realize from the time we grew up as a kid, we keep on listening stories, and those stories are imprinted in our brain or in our mind. Similar with with a movie. So if you have seen a movie in 1992 also, like Bajigar, we remember the storyline because we have seen something and it has been said in a very wonderful way. So this book is generally helps you how to tell stories in a professional setup. So if you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, if you are a corporate person or a businessman, or you are growing your own business, or they're in software line also, how to tell stories that can embed into your business line so that the clients, the colleagues, the bosses, the juniors, they would get impacted in a positive way. So one book that I always keep close to me, because whenever my clients or my colleagues don't agree to something that I'm saying, so I start telling them a story and they listen to it very intentionally. And oh, this is the story. Okay, this has worked, right? So this will work for us also. Stories and examples always work. And again, Toastmaster helps us to do that. We can go across this. It's written by Indranil Chakraborty, available in Kindle and Amazon. Again, I'm not getting paid by this author, but this is one book I really love it. And along we have an author, as I said, Dr. Andrag. So he has his book. We'll share the link also to that book. I have started reading it. I've finished it. I'm liking it. Yeah, please name the book here. That's a good idea. So just Anurag, you can also post your book's name because
yeah. Thank you for the kind words.
The name of the book is Half a Shadow.
And the story that was is forwarded by Piyush Pandey. So Piyush Pandey is a person who has been instrumental behind the advertising geniuses of the country. Like you can see in Amul ads or Fevicol ads or Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola ad or Pepsi ads. So all those ads were envisioned by the person Piyush Pandey. He has been a part of this book. So you can definitely go ahead and see what goes on inside their brain to capture the 100 crore audience with a simple ad of 2 minutes. So that's how storytelling works. Therefore, we still remember Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola is Amir Khan's ad going for that 5 rupees, right? Or Fevicols, you cannot break that egg because it's a storytelling concept. Fevicol ad was not an ad. Yes, Kirtan.
P.O.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, not able to.
Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola was one of it. P.O. Sarutake was another one.
Yeah, Pure Sarutake is another one, right? Right. So I love the Fevicol ads also very much. You cannot break the egg because of that. Because it's an ad of adhesive not related to egg at all. But just think because that hen or that just eating Fevicol and therefore the egg was not breakable. So that's the concept of it. So you can go ahead, read the book, and we'll keep on discussing about books, one book at least every session, and we'll ask people what they love. So Half a Shadow by Dr. Andrag. It's a medical mystery thriller. Has been a bestseller and very wonderfully written. So I took up with a very neutral viewpoint when I took up because I know Anurag, but I started loving it. So thank you everybody. Right now, next time we're going to meet, we'll decide whether it's Saturday or Sunday. So mostly Sunday. So if not, we'll meet on Saturday 6 p.m. or else Sunday. And for Amritsar people, I will definitely talk to them and decide when to meet. Thank you everyone. Let's wrap up the meeting.
Thank you, Ipsit. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great Sunday ahead.